During a karaoke night at the Dakota, I sang a total of 3 songs. Yellow by Coldplay, then Oobla Dee, Oobla Da by the Beatles, and then finally Sheryl Crow's Gonna Soak Up the Sun. And in between those songs, I worked on this small rectangular shaped piece of polystyrene, and on it I drew a unique pattern. This a pattern that turned left to right. On the sides of each of the cubes or squares. All the while I would try to use color combinations with enough contrast so that you could easily see the symbols on each of the square faces, except for on the very top and bottom side of the polystyrene drawing. This is part of a salad. This is an a Southwest avocado salad. That was part of a trip to Wendy's mom made in the early afternoon today. Which I think she made around 1 p.m. in which she also got some chili. I had it around 2:30 p.m. and the chili was still somewhat warm in its packaging. I had it with some of the crackers Wendy's provided. And had with it the last of the gallon of whole milk, so I went to the corner store in order to get a new gallon of whole milk, but they didn't have any gallons of whole milk. Only half gallons, and getting 2 half gallons wouldn't be cost effective, so instead I got a gallon of 1%. At least it still has some fat left. It's pretty good. We first got to the Dakota around 7 p.m. Yeah, but our karaoke night, it didn't really start until 9:30 p.m. because the karaoke host first had to wait for the people who used the back room area of the Dakota as a dining room to be finished. And during that whole time, I worked on that small piece of polystyrene block that I started a project on with the intention of it being a good way for me to test the freshness of different color Sharpie markers that I had in my marker satchel prior to me deciding to reorganize it. I'm currently going through the skin tones section of the marker satchel, in which I'm looking for fine and ultrafine Sharpie markers of colors that can be used to represent the whole spectrum of human skin colors that are possible. Which generally ranges from hues of peach, then orange, then brown. There's been at least one case in which I used a metallic bronze Sharpie marker in order to represent a lighter hue of brown than the standard brown Sharpie markers. In the late-ish afternoon period of around 3 p.m., when I made the trip to the walk to the corner store to get a new gallon of milk, in this case 1% fat milk, it seemed like a pretty good day for a fall afternoon. I recall the sun being out and it being a pretty clear day from what I could recall. The whole new luxury patio homes and townhomes, it now seems kind of like a neighborhood, a whole new neighborhood, or an expansion of our suburban neighborhood. Some of the homes have lights on. The walk to the corner store, getting the gallon of milk, and then walking back probably took less than 10 minutes. Because the corner store is incredibly close to us. And on the way back, I carried the gallon in this hand, though I kept shifting it from fingers to more kind of carrying it on my chest in a way, having it on the very rim of my fingers because the very tips because fresh gallons of milk are always stored in a sort of cool refrigerator, and so they're always cold, even on a summer day. Combine the fact that it's not summer anymore, and that makes it worse, but for me it generally felt only mildly cool. Little bits of wind here and there. Only the hand carrying the gallon felt cold in any way. And that went away as soon as I got back. I think in the other hand, I held by the neck a bottle of a 20 fluid ounce Coca-Cola that Mom had me get as well. Using a $10 bill she gave me. It came to about $8.50, and I gave the change back to Mom. In this case, a $1, a $1 bill, and 2 quarters. Actually, now that I recall, we actually got to the Dakota more around 7:30 p.m. Because I remember it was around 7:10 p.m. when one of Mom's friends, got to our house so that they could be picked up to go to Dakota with us. As for food and drink at the Dakota, I only got one alcoholic beverage, And that was the cadet, a specialty cocktail off the drink menu. That was basically a specialty mule. The whole ginger beer in a copper cup. And that copper cup looks pretty cool. I had a glass of water before that cadet, and they gave me a lemon slice with that glass of water, and they gave me a lime slice for that cadet. They didn't give me a slice, though, for the glass of water I had after the cadet. But that was perfectly fine. For food, I didn't have anything other than a sort of nacho platter. I think it was called Panchillo's Nachos, according to my best recollection, though I'm not 100% sure. The description said that it was essentially a whole bunch of tortilla chips with charzo. Yeah, but it was more like ground beef to me. It made some of the chips soggy. And I ended up running out of chips before running out of stuff. I think it took me somewhere between 30 and 60 minutes for me to finish those nachos. And after I did, it was a big enough meal that by the time I finished it, I was feeling tired after eating it. I think it came out around 10:30 p.m. And when it did, I ended up not working on that small polystyrene block anymore for the rest of the night. But it's okay because by that point I was at least halfway finished. There was a point in which I had to change one of the colors I used for the symbols on one cube, because I kind of showed what I had so far at that time to Mom's friends, and they essentially told me that there wasn't enough contrast for them to see the symbols, the symbol pattern, even though I could just fine. So I changed that cube symbol color from a sort of darkish red to a darkish blue/purple hue. In order to make the symbols easier to see. As for the 99th Dan Hamming episode, I'm currently in the process of looking for a royalty-free sound effect I can use to depict the sound of footsteps running on street, roads, / asphalt. The thing is, I'm trying to look for the best possible sound effect for that. I found such a sound effect like that relatively early on, but then I was told in the comments that apparently it wasn't a very good sound effect. It wasn't on your toes running. There was no sound of scraping on the pavement. Although now that I think about it, maybe I could just take that initial sound effect and then add in the scrapes on the pavement myself. It's a thought.